Hey, how's it going, plant friends? Thanks for joining me again on my channel. If you're new here, my channel is all about houseplants. So if that's something you like, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks a bunch. Today I'm taking you along on this repot with me of two new plants I received. I'll be repotting both into leca. If you want to see what it's like to repot plants into leca, keep watching. So my parents gifted me these two adorable plants, a zebra plant or Aphelandra sclerosa, and a ZZ plant or Zamioculcas zamiifolia. Sorry, I do get a kick out of saying the scientific names because they're such tongue twisters sometimes, and I'm a nerd that way. So I'm starting with the zebra plant. I have to be honest though, I'm nervous about this plant because I've heard horror stories about how finicky they are, and I've always found them to be gorgeous, but I never bought one because I didn't want to kill it. But now I do have one, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that I can keep it alive. I guess it's kind of worse because it's from my parents and I'd feel horrible if it died. It's very dry here in Arizona and I don't do humidifiers, but all my humidity-loving plants are bunched together and they're on pebble trays, so hopefully that helps. So yeah. So I'm just gently removing as much of the soil as I can, and I promise I'm being gentle even if it doesn't look like it. This plant does have a large established root system, but with finicky plants I've found even with good soil roots, they sometimes don't acclimate well when transferred to leca. So I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that it'll do well. I'm gonna go wash the roots off and spray it down with hydrogen peroxide to kill any bacteria and pests, and then let it dry on some paper towels. While the zebra plant is drying, I'm gonna unpot and remove all the soil from the ZZ plant. This is actually my third ZZ plant. My first was a ZZ Zenzi from plantarina.com, and then I found a regular ZZ from my local Home Depot, and then this is the third one. My mom didn't know I already had a ZZ, so yeah. But I'm always happy about plants, especially gifted ones. So this soil is way easier to remove. It looks like there are separate plants in this pot with really healthy rhizomes. And I'm gonna go wash them off and spray them down with hydrogen peroxide as well as soon as all the soil, or as soon as I've separated them all. So moving on to the actual potting up. Here, I'm going to be drying the roots a little bit more with a paper towel. And I don't squeeze hard at all when I'm drying the roots with a paper towel, just gently enough for the towel to absorb the extra moisture. And I'm going to be putting them back in the pots that they came in. And first, I'm going to thread 2 pieces of yarn through the drainage holes And the yarn will act as wicks to bring the water up to the leca and then to the roots. And I try to drop the leca in and around the roots as gently as possible because I don't want the roots to get all beat up. Every so often, I do give the pot a little shake just to let the leca settle in between the roots and also to hold the plant in more securely. And there you go, one plant down. I just love the way that this plant looks with the prominent white veins. I wish you guys can feel how rubbery the leaves feel. Zebra plants act like divas with super thin leaves, but their leaves are actually pretty robust. Now, onto the ZZ plant. I dry the roots and rhizomes with the paper towel just like I did with the zebra plant. For the ZZ plant, however, I do use dry, pre-washed leca since ZZ plants really hate being wet. So you'll see that I'm struggling to make the plants fit back into the pot that it came in, just because the rhizomes are so big. I tried to rearrange them in there a couple of times, but I finally gave up and decided to just use a bigger nursery pot that would still fit in the green ceramic pot. There was just no way that the big rhizomes will have space alongside all the leca. So here you can see the new pot is not much bigger, but it was big enough to hold all 4 plants in with the leca. And there you have it, my 2 new plant babies all potted up in leca. And I did notice a couple of dry spots on the zebra plant already, and I really hope that they don't get worse. See, there's one right there, and then there's one right there. And I think there were a couple of other ones like this one here. But it does have these 2 new leaves up here. Now, I won't be watering these plants yet since I did just wash their roots off under running water. The zebra plant, I'll probably wait until it droops some and then run it under water until all the leca is wet. As for the ZZ plant, I'll leave it dry until I water all my plants next week. It'll be okay. ZZ plants don't like a lot of water as they store lots of it in their rhizomes. Alrighty, thanks so much for joining me on this repotting. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like. And if you want to see more planty content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all in the next video. Bye!